Hey guys, this video is going to be about a long that I took on AMC right after the IHT trade. I think it was the next day. And that I had some patience with. I'll tell you why I had patience with it, and the reason and everything basically like I did in the last video there. So AMC, I believe it was on, was it 7th? Yeah. So on the 7th was the Friday that I got into IHT, and then on the 10th was the Monday that I profited right at the end, got out, and then right after that, what was it, an hour and 45 minutes later after the close, I noticed someone typed on Twitter that AMC popped up past $10. So to me that was significant because $10, it's a psychological number. Institutions like that, and if you look here on 10, you get at 10, very strong support to now hold above, right? I mean, it did it a few times before and went to 12 and 13, you can see, but now it's testing again, and the volume was increasing. So mainly that this pop here, after I got out of the IHT trade, an hour and a half later, see this, AMC go from 996 to 1085. Now, is it any good volume? All right, so you had 700,000 shares, and then you had 1 million shares. So, that's pretty significant. I think that somebody knows something, and they got in, and then price dwindled down, popped back up at 4 next day, and then back down. So that's why I got into this trade, because of this. This is not normal, and AMC has been in a pennant for a long time on the weekly chart and a bunch of different time frames, and it was about to pop right out of that tightened up coil it was at the end of. So that was another reason I got in. So let's see. On Tuesday morning, I got in at 1027 and for 4,000 shares, and then I got in at $9.85 for 1,000 shares. So I remember I had a $10.21 average, which I was pretty good with because I figured we're probably not going to go below 10. And I had some patience I had to take care of these next couple of days, doing work and other things. So this is a trade that I wanted to have that 1021 average, have the 5,000 shares, and have an order set to sell at 1121, because when I looked at the daily on this, I was pretty sure that I could get to 1121, and if I can make five grand when I'm doing my other job, and it's a pretty safe trade, I'm going to take it. Because look, I didn't try to get all the way to like the gap fill like you could have right here on this red candle here. I didn't get greedy, but I knew I would get at least to 1121. So I didn't go for the whole move that I was pretty sure it was going to make. I just had that order set to sell, so when it hit that target, that money is mine. And I was really confident that it was going to do that, because this build up mainly, remember, started with this. So on Tuesday, that day, got up to 1032. So I held on to it, of course, and then Wednesday again held up, popped even higher, rather than going to 1031. Now we were getting to 1061, and if you notice, the main thing you should be looking out for, volume. So low, a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and then boom, it really comes in. So the higher amount of volume here with the slow incline of price, that's a lot of people getting in. And it's a stable level. And 10, you can see the support that I showed you on the previous screen. It was good to go off of. So I wasn't worried about this at all. I literally set the sell order for 11:21. Obviously didn't get it the first day, didn't get it on Wednesday, but I got it here on Thursday. So they announced they did an offering for 45 million shares for like $10. And there you go, $10 support, boom. So now I'm really comfortable. But I still had the order set to sell automatically because I didn't want to mess with it, and I wasn't going to be at the computer. So right off of the bat, market opens and it sold 5,000 shares, 11.21. So $5,000 profit on that one. And then I was sitting at my computer, and I noticed that the volume, again, volume, is high, much higher than the previous days. It's been building up. This has been building up, and now we have a reason for people to want to buy in because of that buyback, or not the buyback, the offering at $10 a share. So that's a pretty good price. It's not like they slammed it down to like $4 or anything. So that creates some confidence. So I decided I'm gonna get back in. I took 3,600 shares at 11:30. Average was 11:30 a.m. and the average was $11.97. Just because of this consistent volume here. And then I saw this little break. I was like, okay, let's go. So still ran. Volume always fades off around 12:30, but for the volume to come in, here's why I sold this, and here's why I made money, and made more money than I would have if I held on to it throughout the end of the day, thinking it was going to keep on going up. So stocks usually don't go up starting, rise at 1 o'clock unless there's momentum behind it. There's got to be a lot of people in it buying. And it broke out high of the day right at 1 o'clock and then continued. And look at the volume. Increased, right, over the next 15 minutes. And then over the next 15 minutes increased. So again, you can see on this next volume bar, it's kind of slowing down. So I sold 2,600 there at 13.48. Then I left the extra 1,000 shares on to sell later, and I sold them into this final push for the day at 13.56. So not too bad, not the best, but better than holding on to it, because that low sell was 13.48, 13.56. Stock closed 12.41. So yeah, back to what I was saying though. If you see a stock running up at 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock, and going into 3, and you get a nice push and you got some money, you take the money and build the account, get the win. Because more times than not, stock's just not going to push all the way up into the close. Like Amazon used to do that after earnings. But stock, it's not going to. People are going to. You got a lot of day traders in here, and at the end of the day, they take their profit. And when they take their profit, they sell quick, and then you got some shorts piling on, and all that other stuff to think about. So I wind up taking this trade because of that pop after hours on Monday night, and I stayed in it all day Tuesday because it held up. Stayed in it all day Wednesday, knew something was up, got the news, and then sold this, and bought back in and sold again on Thursday. So I wind up making about $10,000 off of this trade here, and half of it I basically knew we were going to trade within a range, and I would get it considering everything. So it's kind of nice. You got 5,000 shares at 10.21. Just set the sell order to sell at 11.21, because when you can do technical analysis and look at the chart, you know that it's not going to have a problem to get to 11.21. I didn't try to gap fill it all the way or get greedy. And when I got that 11.21, all right, if it keeps on pushing, then it keeps on pushing. I'm going to look at the volume. Volume was good, bigger than any of the other previous days. So on a dip, I got back in, and then I got back out on the push back up, knowing that it's not going to push all the way up into the close. Plus, the different time frames, like I always say. Look at this. So this is where your resistance is at like 14.35. So it wasn't going to get higher than that on this day. That candle would look totally out of place. I mean, it happens, but it's just kind of, you put two and two together. So that was that trade, and half of it I worked for, the other half I just kind of had a feeling something was up with this big candle and held on to it, and it was nice because I didn't have to do anything. I'm going to watch this into Friday and look at the options. A lot of call options on it too, and then there's a lot of out of the money call options going for months out. So we'll see. They're really cheap, but usually sometimes really cheap is not all that good. Could be like GME, and that's another thing too. I got GME today, so easy scalp, 150 shares, 10 points. Just trading in between a range. I can do a video on that too later. But this week, all short squeezes and all retail type of stocks, with the market overall selling off. The small caps get some more attention and the low floats. So I'll be on the lookout for some others. Fossils, one that I got before in the past for a good bit of money in one day. So people like to get into that, and then I'll look for some others, and if I see any make a video, let you guys know. So yep, there it is. AMC, 2 trades, 3 days. And any questions, you guys just let me know down below, and if not, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. I'm gonna do a GME.